Hello everyone. In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down a trade on AUDUSD run for about 100 RR. On this, if I come here, I can see that first I'll have to look for liquidity grab. Let me try to replay the market here. I'll wait for the Asia session to close. Once we have the Asia session has closed, then I'll see. If I look at this, we have this sort of equal lows. You have equal lows, relative equal lows. And if I look at this, you have this low. At each low, actually, you have some sort of liquidity there. You have this low and you have this low. Like you have a lot of lows to be taken. These are liquidity. And now I wait for market to take the liquidity and give me some sort of change of character on lower time frame to take the trade. And actually, also there's this order block. This buying order block here. Okay, on this, I'm waiting for my London kill zone to come, and that's where I'll be interested into taking the trade. Now I wait. Actually came with tab into the order block. Fine. Yeah. Now we are in the London kill zone. If I look at this box, when this box comes, then we are already in the London kill zone. It's just this IPC, ICT, IPDA boxes. This indicator actually. So now price is in my order block already. But actually, my strategy I don't really base on order block. Like I don't base myself on taking the trade just based on the higher time frame order block. What I look for is liquidity grab and change of character to be able to take the trade. Let me just say that this one doesn't is not there. This one is not there. So this one I can see that we have liquidity grab here. Okay, we have liquidity grab, and we also have this liquidity grab here. We took this low. Every time we take a low, then we grab liquidity. So let me go to maybe 1 minute to look for my entry. From the 1 minute, I'm gonna be looking for breakout structures. If I look at this, we have this one. This one is actually a high, like a supply zone here. I wait for a breakout supply zone and pull back to OB to be able to take the trade. If I wait for this, yeah, from this area we can see that we took the high. Okay, this high, the high is taken. As the high is taken, I'm gonna be looking for the candle that, or the demand that sponsor the breakout structure to the upside. And not only the demand zone that sponsor the breakout structure to the upside, there's also the imbalance. Sometimes when you take your trade, actually the order block is only this. This is the order block. Okay, if you want to take your trade, it's gonna be like this. You enter from this area and your stop loss below the OB, or maybe a safer stop loss might be this. Let's see, you put something like this. Sometimes I don't know if you guys experience, sometimes when you take your trade, price doesn't tap into your OB, but it just come close to your OB and go to TP. It happens like a lot. So if you want to avoid it, you have this candle, and this candle, this is actually what you call by imbalance. Okay, we have this imbalance. So if you want to take your trade, you just enter from the 50% of the imbalance. You have the 50% of the imbalance, which is this one. You have your entry from this, and now you wait for price to pull back. Price actually pull back, even tap into the OB. If you want to enter from the imbalance, you're still in the trade. If you want to enter from this one, you're still in the trade. But when you enter from the imbalance, yeah, sure, like almost all the positions you're gonna be in your trade, but sometimes you might not get mitigate if you don't enter from the imbalance, and your risk reward actually is gonna be less compared to the one that enter from the order block. But let's say that you have two entries, one entry this one and the second entry this one. And if I go to the higher time frame, where can I target? My higher time frame, I can make it target this equal highs. We have equal highs here, and this order block I can target this. I extend this one here. This one actually 48 RR, and the other entry is 34. With the email is 34 and the other one is 48. This is the entry you're gonna be having on the London kill zone. And now let's continue. Wait for London. Now we play out. We have some retracement. Now I'll wait for, I have my winning trade here. I'll wait for New York kill zone to be able to take any trade again. I'll wait for this thing to finish. Let's see. Yeah, we've done with the London kill zone. I'll wait for New York to be able to look for any setup again. Let's see. We wait small. Okay, now we started the London. Yeah, we started New York kill zone actually. This is New York. New York. I look for the same thing. Let me check the 15 minutes. If I look at this 15 minutes, he pull back to this order block. you pull back to this order block, and you have this. This is actually a breakout structure to the upside. But not only order block, we pull back to order block, but what I'm interested into is a liquidity grab. If I get back to maybe the 3 minute, if I look at this, we created some sort of equal lows. Okay, we have this sort of equal lows here. We have equal lows that has to be taken. Now you are taking the equal lows. You can actually have your entry from this area, or you wait for some sort of change of character for a this in something like this. We have two highs I'm looking at. I have this first high, I have this high, and I have this high. These are the two highs I can look for. The first high, actually, this one might also be a change of character, but it is a bit it's actually a bit aggressive, but you can still take it if you want. You have your entry from this area. Let's see the next candle first. Okay, this is the next candle. You can have your entry from this if you want to enter from OB. But if you want to enter from imbalance, you can have this imbalance and a week to week, which is the imbalance actually we put here. And now you enter from the 50% of the imbalance. Your stop loss below this. You enter from this stop loss here, and now you can actually have the same target as this one. The first this one, you can have this one. So it's 15 RR trade, and these two actually at the beginning are 48 and 34. Now you wait for your pullback. Now we pull back to the OB. Now let's see if it has played out or not. And actually, let me bring this thing back again. If I go to the higher time frame, I think we had the change of character on higher time frame, or breakout structure. We have this breakout structure on higher time frame, and you have this OB. You have this OB, and not only an OB, but since you have this imbalance, you have imbalance of this. So what you can do is you can also enter from the 50% on this. You have 50%. This is confirmation entry, stop loss below, and you can actually target the same thing if you want. You can target this. And the first position, actually, you are already at break even. The second position, you can enter from this one. And let's see what happened. Second entry got triggered. And when you look at this, OB didn't get mitigate. Look at this well. The OB didn't get mitigate, but we filled the 50% of the imbalance. 50% filled, but OB didn't get filled. That's the reason why I'm saying that sometimes you can enter from the order, the FAG, or you can enter from the imbalance, because if you enter from the order block here, you're gonna be missing this entry. But if you enter from the 50% of the imbalance, you'll always have your entries. You understand? So if you have this trade, you have this 1 to 5, this 1 to 15, which is 1 to 20. This one actually almost 1 to 80. Everything is actually 1 to 1 to 100 is actually 100 RR trade. But actually, this was news that brought this thing up like crazy. But let's say that if you want to target, if we break this, and if I don't take full profit, then I think my target is gonna be the next zone. I have this zone, and I have this zone up there. And let's see if I want to target them, how many RR can I get? This one, I have 150 RR on this. Actually, 150. I think the 150 is based on the. Let me even remove this. 150 based on the order block. Well, let me just say that I'm entering from the AVG. At the same time I did here, I entered from the 50%. I'm entering from the 50% of this. So I'll just try to extend my extend it here. The final TP is going to be this. This is actually the final TP, and I can see that I have 105 RR on this. Or let me see if I put well my position. I think everything is good. This is the first entry, actually 100 RR, and the second position, if I try to extend this the same place, I really doubt like you hold your trade till final TP, which is this one, but you'll take majority of your position, maybe 90% of your position after the table, and you can hold the rest till final TP. The re-entry here is 68 RR, and the re-entry of the re-entry, actually it is 24. You have 24 plus 68 plus 100 RR here, which is almost 200 RR actually you're having on AUDUSD. And the re-entry here actually, or now I think it's okay, this one's one entry, re-entry of this one, and this is the first entry here. So you have actually about 200 RR on AUDUSD, only using London kill zone and New York kill zone. These are the only thing you use, and like you can make your RR daily. You can have setups, and you can have your winning positions. Sometimes you can have losses, but if you're winning something like this is actually news. Let me just try to break down what happened yesterday. I have this trade here. I have this trade here. I'll not try to break down because the video is gonna be long. I want it to be short. This one, but let me see if I can have any trade based on this. If I want to have a trade here, I'll look for some sort of liquidity grab. Smart money traders actually they're gonna be selling from this area. The smart money traders, you can see that they got liquidated, and not only this, you have this sort of trend line liquidity. If I can say you have trend line liquidity, I'll try to replay the market to see if I can get any confirmation entry. This one, I go to the 1 minute. I wait for, actually we have liquidity grab and we have also liquidity grab here. And if you enter from this OB, actually this one also good. You have this order block. This one for me is not really a valid OB. The reason is if I go to the lower time frame, you can see that we created some sort of triple highs. You see this 3 weeks. This is actually triple highs. If I go to the second time frame, let me even check the second time frame. I can show you right now. If I check here, yeah, you have this high. Actually, you have triple highs, and not only triple highs. Seems like we even have trend line liquidity. You have this sort of trend line liquidity. So this one is not really a valid OB for me. The valid OB to enter from might only be the one here. If you can enter from this candle here, if you want to enter from this is actually a sniper entry. But let's say that you miss this. Now let's play. We have our change of character here. Let me bring price back again. We actually got the change of character we are looking for. This is change of character. And if I see a valid OB on the 1 minute, I can take. But this OB, I can actually take this one as OB. But let me see the 30-second time frame if I can get anything. If I look at this, for me, this I can maybe have a lot of entries. I can have one entry from this sort of imbalance, 50% of the imbalance, and the stop loss above maybe the OB somewhere here, or even the self LS might be this high. And if I look at this, I have this order block that is already mitigated. This is already mitigated. As this one is already mitigated, then I think the next order block is gonna be this week. This week actually on lower time frame is gonna be an order block. Maybe yeah, actually this one. You look at this. This is the 5-second time frame. You can see that you have a valid order block here. This order block actually mitigated the order block that we had before, and this one you have some sort of mitigation. And on the second time frame, I can see that the imbalance is almost filled. The 50% is already filled. So I think the one I'm gonna be interested into this. I get back to my this one. I extend it. I extend this week. So if I want to enter from this, I enter here my stop loss maybe above the PY or maybe somewhere here. As we have imbalances, you might still go to this here, even if on the second time frame is already filled. I have something like this and I wait for price pullback. We tap into it, and now where am I gonna target? I'll just look for any sort of let me just take this one. This one might be a target. This one is a 1 2, I think 1 to 2, almost a 1 2 3. You can target this one, or even you can target low. It depends. You have this, actually you have this low. I can target this low. Yeah, you have this low. Actually this one is the 1 to 4. It's not every day you'll have a 50 RR or 20. Sometimes, most of the time, you have 5 RR. If you can have 5 RR on New York, and you have like this one 9 or 10 RR on London, actually the overall is gonna be 10 or 15 RR. I think it's way enough for the day. Here you wait breakout structure. I think we have not yet. Yeah, we have a breakout structure. If you have a re-entry, this might be a re-entry again. And let's see if price pull back to it or not. Let's wait. Nah, price didn't pull back to it, but actually we just went to TP. We are going to TP. Let me go to our time frame to bring price faster. Yep, and we just hit full TP. This one actually about 1 to 5. You can target 1 to 5 if you want. You put the 1 to 5. You have 1 to 5. You have 1 to 9 and 14 RR. This one, every day you have London and New York. You can trade London if you get opportunity. If you don't get opportunity, you can trade New York. So actually, yesterday, this thing happened yesterday about 14 RR, and today actually was about 200 RR. But today was a bit lucky. It was just lucky because of the news. We didn't know that the news gonna create something to the upside. I didn't really take this the second buy. The first buy actually I didn't take because I was sleeping. Ghana time is about 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Still sleeping. But this one I wanted to take, but the reason I didn't wanna trade it was because of the news. So I didn't know if the news is gonna create something to the upside or to the downside, or just go to any of the two direction, like week out and week down. So it was a bit risky the second entry, but actually the first entry, if you are there, you can take the trade. You have a OB and you have everything, like all the confidence to take the buy to the upside.